their music with the arrangement we have with a company called iPluggers, and gives us a lot of choices of different things to play. And sometimes we listen to them before we play them, and sometimes we just play them and listen along with the audience, and who knows what they're going to sound like. But, you got to give everybody a shot, and even if it's not necessarily my cup of tea or coffee, as they say, we can still, let them show their talents and see what we think. Say hello to Mark.
Hi, Mark. What, is he going to get another cup of coffee?
Exactly right. When the music goes on, that means we're making coffee.
Exactly.
Hello? Did we lose you?
I thought I lost you. I couldn't hear you for a second. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you fine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I thought I lost you for that moment.
How are you feeling these days? Any better?
Yeah, I mean, again, I still have some days where I just constantly am running to the bathroom. But I mean, I'm feeling stronger. I have a doctor's appointment next Monday. I'm still waiting for the in-house nurse to come, so I still haven't started my injections yet. Not that I'm in any rush to start them. But I mean, I'm back to myself. I mean, after the week I had last week, I'm better now. I spoke to my friend's sister the other day, and it made me feel a little bit better. And I mean, let's face it, I can't snap my fingers. I can only wish that he was here again. But I have to live my life, and I know he would want me to live my life. And now I'm stronger now, and I'm living again. I'm doing what I want to do. And today I went to the beach and took the sun.
Beautiful. It was a beautiful day.
It was gorgeous. It was so nice and breezy, and you didn't feel the sun, so you didn't even I didn't think I was getting any sun, and when I came home, I had such color.
Oh, it sounds like Felix. When we say something embarrassing, Felix turns red.
I actually didn't throw. My legs are red. Everything else is not.
When we say something that gets his ire going, he turns green.
Really now?
I mean, Felix is the original colored person. He shows his colors.
That's true.
What can I tell you? That really was an old joke that used to be used describing the differences between white people and African Americans. African Americans originally being called colored people.
Right.
Yet the comedian would say, when I get angry, I'm black. When I'm happy, I'm black. Okay? When I get upset, I'm black. Okay? When I'm embarrassed, I'm black. He said, you, talking about the white person, that you get green with envy, red with embarrassment, etc., etc. And then he said, and then people go call us colored people. He said, basically because I'm always the same color and you're always changing. But some things like that, I don't even know if you could say it on the air anymore.
Well, you just did.
Well, that's
You
true.
just, I was going to say, you just did.
I guess we'll get hate mail now, Felix.
I doubt if you'll get any hate mail. People love you.
But, you know,
And if we get hate mail, who cares?
we,
At least you'll be getting mail.
At least I'll be getting mail. That's right.
That's true. I'll give you a bit of advice that my father left his children with, you know, before he passed away. All right. He said that life is meant for the living. That after he's gone, you know, you continue about your life and your business, whatever you do. But he said, just know that every time you think about me or mention my name, I'll be smiling. So as far as your friend is concerned, I'm sure that he would want the same thing for you. You know, that life is for the living, but when you think of the memories that you had of him, that's somewhere he'll be smiling.
Yeah, well, you know, I believe in, like, the signs, like when someone passes, you get, like, different signs. And I don't remember what day it was. Oh, it has to have been Thursday. Last Thursday. I was on YouTube, and I was listening to a song, and I don't know if I wanted to change the song or whatever. I didn't even touch it. Let's put it that way. The song finished, and, like, a song appeared on my screen that I never saw before. And it said, the name of the song is When I See You Again. So I played it, and I just busted out in tears. I mean, just with him telling me it's okay and I'm okay, and, you know, don't be sad, and we'll talk, you know, we'll definitely see each other again, and that I'm always there with you and for you. And that it made me feel good, but I mean, it just, like, I was shaking and numb for the whole day. And then I was driving to Pennsylvania on Saturday, and I was listening to my satellite radio, and another song came on from REO Speedwagon. The title is Time for Me to Fly. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Now he's playing with me. I said, the song on Thursday, this song, and then there was one other sign that I got. Now I can't remember what it was, but it was to let me know that he's okay. And
well, you know what?
Now I feel good about it.
Well, good. Felix's favorite song is "I'll Be Seeing You." You know.
Ha 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 ha.
I mean, I'm not happy that, you know, don't get me wrong, I'm not happy that he's gone. I'm happy that he's not suffering, and I'm happy that he's not in any more pain. But just knowing that he did suffer, I mean, 3 heart attacks at the age of 40. I mean, he was 47 when he had the heart attacks, and then turned 48, and then a week later, that's when he passed. I mean, it's just, it's hard.
You know, when you lose a contemporary, you know, it's always difficult. You expect, you know, parents eventually to pass away. You know, it doesn't make it any easier when they do. But you expect older people to pass away. When it happens to a contemporary, somebody your age, somebody you grew up with, you know, it's like, I remember in my old group growing up, you know, the first guy to get divorced in the group. Okay. You know, when you think about what it would be like for the first person to pass away, you just try not to think about it. You know, I mean, I know these things happen, but it's just inevitable. It's a fact of life. you know.
It is.
But, according to Chad,
We're all going to hell.
your friend is not enjoying the bliss that we would think he's enjoying,
Well,
So,
we're all. Maybe he's having. Maybe it's good to be in hell too. You never know.
well, I told you about I told you my one of my jokes. I'm sure Elisa might remember. Guy passes away, and he's up at the gates of heaven, and he enters heaven, and talking to St. Peter, and St. Peter tells him, we're having tuna salad tonight for dinner. Is that all right? And the guy says, yeah. Meanwhile, he hears a whole lot of noise beneath him. And there's music, and there's partying, and he's smelling all kinds of exotic foods, Oriental foods, Mediterranean foods, and St. Peter says, yeah, well, and then the next day, St. Peter says, we're having tuna casserole. And this goes on for almost the whole week, and meanwhile, he keeps hearing what's going on down below. And finally, he gets up enough nerve, and he says to St. Peter, hey, listen, what the heck's going on down there? Why are we having tuna all the time? He says, well, you know how difficult it is to cook for just two people? Bottom line is, you don't know where they're going to be having the feast, so, but I mean, look, I remember having a discussion with my sister who, as I told you, has, I honestly don't remember whether she's reborn or what she is exactly, but I know she's accepted Christ as her personal Savior. Much like Chad, although she said that when she used to go to church, the people were so much friendlier. There was none of this throw away your rosary beads and don't pray to this saint or that saint, because it's blasphemous. So she was a bit put off by some of the things that he said to you. But she made it a point of saying, the things that he said to you were,
mean,
a bit over the top, and she said when she told our father, that this is how she felt and what she had done, my father got very angry, and he said, you can't tell me that my mother, meaning our grandmother, is not in heaven, okay? And that's basically, Chad is probably has those feelings about his own parents because his parents don't follow his beliefs. He was brought up Roman Catholic.
Right.
So according to him, they're not going to be able to enter into the kingdom of God and the kingdom of heaven. If it's going to be that kind of empty place, I don't know if I want to go there.
That's what I told him. I remember saying, listen, you tell me my parents are not going to be there, my grandparents, my brothers, I'd rather be wherever they are.
Well, look, let's put family where they belong. You may not want to have all your family with you, to be perfectly honest. You can pick the old expression, you can pick your friends and not your relatives. You get stuck with relatives to a great extent, okay? But friends are people who you want to, be close with and everything. So, if your friends are not going to be going to heaven, why would you? If you can't,
I said, I don't know. Wouldn't you?
My wife and I argue on earth. Do I want to argue with my wife for all eternity? I don't know.
That'll be your living hell.
Well, it's basic. Yeah, well, okay. And I'm not ashamed to say it either. A lot of relationships are like that.
Yeah. But anyway, we're talking about the news. Did you hear any news this weekend that was of interest to you, Elisa?
No.